Today we will tell the story of Jacob's departure from Laban's land, which is found in the book of Genesis, chapter 31. May the word of God reach our hearts as a source of inspiration for our lives. Amidst the verdant fields, Jacob longed for a private conversation with his two wives. The sun painted the sky in golden hues as they gathered, away from prying ears. The gentle breeze caressed the women's hair, carrying with it the anticipation of an imminent revelation. With a serious look, Jacob began to unravel the events that had led him to that moment. "I have worked hard for your father, despite his ever-changing schemes," he confessed, his eyes reflecting years of toil. "The Lord, however, has been by my side. Every time Laban tried to twist our pact, God would alter the birth of the lambs. Now your father harbors anger against me. The angel of the Lord has commanded me to return to the land of my fathers." The wives listened attentively, understanding the complexity of the family ties that bound them. In agreement, they whispered, "Do as God has commanded you. Our father sold us to you and squandered the money. We have nothing from him that does not belong to us and our children." Without revealing his plans to Laban, Jacob gathered all his possessions, forming a caravan that stretched across the horizon. The journey towards Canaan began, guided by the divine promise and marked by the unfolding of destiny. Before leaving, Rachel, enveloped in impetuous courage, took her father's family idol, an act that sowed the seeds of intrigue in the plot. 3 days had passed since Laban learned that Jacob had left. Like a storm in his emotions, he immediately gathered a group of men and embarked on a relentless search. 7 days of intense pursuit went by until finally, Laban reached his target. On the eve, as the night cloak enveloped the desert with its starry veil, God manifested before Laban in a transcendental vision. A divine voice echoed, admonishing him, "Be careful, do no harm to Jacob, nor good." The celestial words reverberated in Laban's heart, setting divine limits to his justified anger. At the break of dawn, Laban and Jacob met in a setting permeated with tension. Laban, with eyes weary from the search, confronted Jacob, exposing the wound that the departure had inflicted. "Why did you do this to me? You left like a thief in the night, taking my daughters and grandchildren as if they were prisoners. If only you had informed me, I would have organized a grand feast, sending you off with pomp and circumstance." Jacob, facing the fire of accusation in Laban's eyes, stood firm. "Now you have dishonored me, and if I so desired, I could destroy you right here. However, last night, the God of your fathers instructed me not to harm you." The desert heat enveloped the tense conversation between Laban and Jacob, a whirlwind of emotions about to unravel long-held secrets. Laban's words, laden with suspicion, cut through the air thick with mystery. "I understand the homesickness, the desire to return. But why steal my family idol?" Laban inquired, his eyes fixed on Jacob, seeking answers in the depths of his son-in-law's soul. Jacob, standing firm against the accusation, retorted with conviction, "I did not steal your idol. Look for yourself. Go ahead, search our tents. If you find it, I will kill whoever took it." A promise thrown into the fog of uncertainty, as he had no knowledge that Rachel had taken such a relic. The search began, an intricate dance through the domains of Jacob's, Leah's, and the two maidservants' tents. The suspense reached its climax when Laban entered Rachel's tent. She, seated in her camel saddle where she had hidden the idol, justified herself delicately. "Father, I apologize for not getting up. I am menstruating." Laban, respecting the taboo, examined every corner of the tent, but the idol remained hidden. Anger began to ignite Jacob's eyes. "You hunted me like a criminal. You searched every piece of what I own. Did you find anything that belongs to you? Bring it to light before your men," he challenged, unveiling the accumulated frustration in the face of unjust persecution. The night in the desert seemed suspended on the threshold of tension, as Jacob confronted Laban with the fervent intensity of years of servitude and accumulated disappointments. Under the mystical glow of the stars, The words broke the silence, echoing like thunder in the vast sky. "No, you have not found anything," Jacob proclaimed, his voice resonating among the dunes. "I worked for you for 20 years. I endured the relentless heat of the day and the biting cold of the night. I worked with little sleep so that you might prosper. I endured these hardships, and yet you were unjust to me." The narrative unfolded like an epic of challenges, where Jacob recounted the freezing nights, the scorching days, and the injustices he had endured. Each word, a thread of the plot weaving the complexities of a bitter relationship. "You made me bear all the losses, holding me responsible for every misfortune. If a sheep was stolen, I had to pay. If an animal killed a lamb, suddenly it became my lamb." Emotions intensified as Jacob unfolded the chapters of his saga, where equity was a distant mirage. "You changed our agreement 10 times. I would be here empty-handed if God had not restored justice. Now, he protects me from you." Laban, confronted with the truth exposed in the moonlight, pondered. "Everything you have belongs to me. These are my daughters. These are my grandchildren. These are my flocks. But what can I do now? Let's make a firm agreement, one that cannot be changed. Everyone here will be witnesses." Under the sky that had witnessed centuries of stories and conspiracies, Jacob and Laban, embroiled in a plot of misunderstandings and challenges, sought resolution. It was as if the desert, with its undisturbed sands, eagerly awaited the outcome of this family saga. All the men present, guided by the tension in the air, clung to stones that seemed to carry the weight of decades of misunderstandings. A pile of stones, erected as a testament to mutual understanding, became the watershed between Jacob and Laban. An agreement sealed by the weight of the rocks and the tacit commitment not to cross to the other side. Laban, with a serious look, declared, "These stones are the agreement between us. Do not mistreat my daughters or take other wives." The words, laden with authority and accumulated exasperation, reverberated in the desert silence, echoing among the dunes like a solemn oath. Jacob, aware of the importance of this pact, recognized the need for a deeper gesture. In a moment of transcendence, he raised an altar and offered a sacrifice to God. The flames danced, capturing the aspirations and hopes, while everyone around gathered to share a meal, marking the end of an era of tensions. As the next day dawned, the desert witnessed a final chapter in this saga. Laban, moved by a mix of resignation and forgiveness, embraced his daughters and grandsons, blessing them. With a kiss that echoed reconciliation, he returned to his home, leaving behind the stones as silent witnesses to this crucial moment in the history of their lives. The desert, once again, absorbed the size of the narrative as the sun rose over a land now permeated by the promise of peace and reconciliation. This is the third part of a 5-part series where we will tell the biblical story of Jacob and his family. Stay with us so you don't miss the next chapters of this story so important to all of us. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, click on the subscribe button and join our community. Also, don't forget to comment, like, and click on the notification bell. Your presence and participation here are very important to us. And if you missed the previous episodes, we have a complete playlist with all the videos in chronological order. Today, I want to leave you with a verse from the book of Genesis, chapter 31, verse 24. Then God came to Laban the Aramean in a dream by night and said to him, "Beware that you do not speak to Jacob either good or bad." May the presence of God be a constant in your life, bringing blessings, joy, and love. God bless you.